and it's certainly not unique to this parish, I found that every parish has been, when we have large numbers of ministries, lectors, university ministers, altar servers, we can get a little lax and think, well, if I don't show up, somebody will fill in for me. That may be true. But if you don't show up when you're assigned, that means that somebody has to go out and look for someone to fill in for you. A little bit easier maybe when it comes to altar servers or Eucharistic ministers, not so easy when it comes to lectors. Because I personally do not like to call somebody cold out of the congregation and ask them to read, like I did this morning. Because it doesn't give you a chance to prepare. And reading is so very, very, very important. And if we're not prepared, we can become a distraction. We have to draw people away from focusing on the Word of God. So it's important that we follow that schedule. And if we can't make an assignment, that we get our own replacement ahead of time. You all have lists, or you should have a list of your fellow ministers in your particular ministry. Give somebody a call, ask if they can fill in for you, and then you in turn offer to fill in for them at another time. Okay? That would help us out a lot. That those few minutes before now, we can kind of spiritually prepare ourselves without having to worry about we have enough ministry, we have enough service, enough Eucharist, whatever. Okay? One thing that has been brought to my attention from fellow parishioners is dress. I hesitate to impose a formal dress code, but if you are scheduled to minister, remember you are going to be visible to the public. And certain kinds of dress also can be a distraction. I'm not saying that you have to come dressed formally for Sunday Mass, particularly in the summertime. However, shorts are never an appropriate dress for those who minister to the assembly. Okay? Sweatsuits, never an appropriate dress when you're ministering to the assembly. Now, if you're called out of the assembly because somebody didn't show up, obviously that's an exception to the rule. But ordinarily, we should come looking at our best, because we are ministering to one another in a public setting. And like I said, our dress can draw attention to us. Our job as ministers, regardless of the ministry, is to draw people to the Lord. Okay? So we don't want anything to draw attention to us. Ladies, be careful of the length of your skirt and dress. I've heard complaints from some people that some ladies' dresses are a little too short. I don't know what that means, but ladies, just want you to be careful about that, okay? Gentlemen, again, dress for the occasion, okay? Don't be out in the backyard cutting in the garden and then jump in the car and head off to church, okay? Just kind of common sense kind of thing, okay? Particularly for deacons, lectors, and youth ministers, you know the importance of rehearsal. The choir rehearsals every week, various youth ministries rehearse every week. So the lectors and the deacons and the priests need to rehearse ourselves. If we're ministers of the Word, to take the workbook during the week prior to the Sunday you're going to be serving, and not just look over the reading, but to read it out loud. And then hear yourself how you're coming across. This is very important because a lot of times the message that God is sending us is not just in the written word itself, but in the way that word is the gospel passage that's used very often at funerals, where Jesus talks about him being the way, the truth, and the life. And the words are, I should have put it out there so I can give you exactly. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, etc., etc. Just by changing the inflection on the I am the way. It communicates a lot more than just reading narrative, almost like an actor person reading the evening news. Okay. So, lectures, deacons, priests, it's very important that we get a sense of that reading so that we know where to put the inflection, where certain words need to be emphasized over others. And you can only do that by working with the reading. And those workbooks are excellent for the lectures because it gives you a little expose on that reading. It tells you a little bit about what that reading is, where it comes from. And so that kind of gives you a clue as to what this message is all about. And the use of voice can be very, very helpful in conveying the deeper meaning of the words that are on the page. Okay. Part of preparation also means arriving on time. Arriving on time does not mean that you're showing up at 9 o'clock for the 9 o'clock mass. Arriving on time for ministers means being here at least 15 minutes early. For ministers of hospitality, ushers, and greeters, you should be here probably about a half hour before. Because people will start to arrive, and if you're going to function in a ministry of hospitality, you need to be here to welcome people. That's the function of hospitality. So, altar servers, lectors, Eucharistic ministers, youth ministers, at minimum 15 minutes before. There are things that need to be done beforehand, especially for the servers and for the Eucharistic ministers. But even the lectors, again, you can take that time to once again, right before the mass, go over those readings. And another thing too, if there's no deacon lectures, be aware that you will also be called upon to read the intercession, the general intercession. So that is another thing that you'll need to look over. And another reason why you'll need to be here early, in case for whatever reason we're not going to have a deacon, it'll give you a chance to look over those intercessions. Deacons, of course, you know that you need to do that ahead of mass too. To look over not just the gospel that's going to be proclaimed, but also the intercession and the announcement. Have a sense of what it is you're going to be saying when you're actually doing it. So, preparation, review, rehearsal is important for all of us. Okay? Now, before Mass begins, there's going to be a little change. That's going to be kind of a big change. We're re-inviting lectors of the Mass and Eucharistic ministers of the Mass to join in the opening procession. Okay? I'm told that was done at one time here. Then it was eliminated, became just the servers and the clergy. Well, we're going to take a step backward. We're going to re-invite Eucharistic ministers and lectors to join us in the procession. Why? Why is it we should do that? Well, why is we should do that? Pardon? The procession is an intricate part of the Mass. Why? Pardon? Well, yeah, we're all welcome as soon, hopefully, we're all welcome as soon as we walk into the building. What's the purpose of the procession? Here's a little hint for you. Everything we do when we celebrate liturgy has practical purpose and a symbolic. What is the practical purpose of the procession? Get ministers from one place to another. It gets us from the sacristy to the sanctuary. Yes, it gets us to the place where we need to be. That's the practical function. What's the symbolic? We're walking with Christ. We're following Christ. What leads the procession? What leads every liturgical procession in the church? The cross. The cross leads the They're symbolizing the life of the risen Christ. So we are following Christ crucified, we are following Christ risen, we are walking in the light of Christ. So those three symbols of Jesus, the crucifix with the candle, lead our procession. Everything else, everyone else follows. Because we are following Christ. We are the pilgrim church, the pilgrim people of God. Technically, everyone in the church should be in that procession. Because we are all on this journey. We are all processing from this life, God willing, to everlasting life. Okay? But it would be impractical to have the whole congregation wait outside so that we can all walk in together. So, to symbolize the people of God walking, journeying, following the Lord, those who represent the community as ministers are part of the procession. Okay? It is not just the priests and the deacons who follow Christ. We all follow Christ. So that's why I'm asking the Eucharistic ministers and the lectors to join us in that procession. Deacons, when present, will still carry the gospel book. Okay? So the observers, deacon with the gospel book, lectors, Eucharistic ministers, walking two by two with the priest bringing up the word. Okay? But we have a unique situation in our church. It's hard for us to gather at the front door. Is that the front of the church or is that the back of the church? I can't. Is that? So here's how it's going to work. Eucharistic ministers and lectors of the Mass we gather in the sacristy 15 minutes before Mass. We do our prayer together, and then you guys are expected to go out and assist the readers at the different entrances of the church. Is that correct? That's what you're going to do. Okay. What I'm going to ask the Eucharistic ministers to do is when you arrive 15 minutes early, not to come to the sacristy, but to go to the doors. Stay at the doors and welcome people as they come in. 5 minutes before Mass, I'm going to ask Eucharistic ministers then come and gather in the sacristy. Okay. We'll do our prayer together, and then we're going to form our line in the gathering. I'll show you how that's going to work in a moment. Okay? Lectors, of course, when you arrive, you can still come to the sacristy, look over the reading, see if there's any extra things that you're going to be responsible for, so on and so forth. Okay? Of course, the priest and deacons will be in there again.